What's poppin'? It's your boy, Coach Scubar of the Jellicent Jams here with week 4 of the Beast Ball Dynasty Draft League Season 1. Jellicent Jams currently sitting at an undefeated record of 3-0 going up against another undefeated record this week, a newcomer to the league. We welcome Coach Dpav and the Meloetta Mafia. I think it's a really creative team name. I really like it a lot. Yeah, we're both undefeated this week. I think we both got some really strong teams, and yeah, here you can see we're getting into the battle. Coach Dpav and the Meloetta Mafias are rocking Terapagos, Rillaboom, Oranguru, Hatterene, Illumise, Sneasler, Sandy Shocks, Entei, Haxorus, and Golduck. With the 6 you can see they brought are the Terapagos, the Rillaboom, the Hatterene, the Illumise, the Sneasler, and the Entei. I was expecting the Sandy Shocks and I was expecting the Oranguru over the Sneasler and the Illumise. But otherwise, yeah, I mean, he's got a pretty scary looking team, a lot of strong mons, and a lot of strong stuff. We're going back to Trick Room this week, because the only thing that is slower than us is Hatterene, but we have ways of dealing with Hatterene, such as the first thing is here you can see Choice Band Scizor, because Choice Band Bug Bite 1-hit KOs Oranguru, and I was so scared of Oranguru this week coming to stop with me in Prison Trick Room. So, and I just realized Scizor's got a lot of great type coverage into his team, so I want to lead off with that. Lead off with my Grassy Seed Diancie to be able to get Grassy Terrain off, or get Trick Room off. Then with Urshifu and Lunala in the back to clean up. Yeah, it's a Grassy Seed Diancie, so I get that defense boost to help deal with the Rillaboom. Yeah, so we get into the battle here. Good luck, have fun to my opponent, Coach Dpav and the Meloetta Mafia. So let's get into it. Yeah, my game plan is just set up Trick Room and stop him from doing his shenanigans. So he leads with the Illumise and Terapagos versus my Diancie and Scizor. Now, let's see, does Terapagos get Flash Cannon? I'm sure this thing does. Yeah, this thing gets Flash Cannon. So I could have, if he's got all the cover, what can I say? He's actually got all the coverage in the book, yeah. So that could have been one of his coverage moves, which would have knocked out my Diancie. Also, Flamethrower, or Fire type move to knock out my Scizor. So I'm at the threat of those here. But I'm just like, you know what? I'm looking at his team. I'm looking at his 6 that he's brought, and I'm like, he has no flying resistances. I was like, he has 3 flying type weaknesses, one of them being this Illumise, and he doesn't have a single resistance. I was like, so you know what? I was like, let's just start firing off some dual wing beats. So if this is sashed into the Illumise, I just dual wing beat it to get around. And I was like, you know what? And I was like, if I get up the Trick Room, I get up the Trick Room. They don't reveal the speed control themselves, but they revealed the fake tears, harshly lowering my special defense, and out comes not a fire type move, but a neutral ground type move. So that does a good chunk and everything, but Scizor's just got that bulk. Scizor is, I mean, we all love Scizor. Who doesn't love Scizor? 70, it's actually, wait a minute, it's only 70 HP, 80 special defense. Wow, he's in the -2, wow, so yeah. Okay, go Scizor. It's because it's Trick Room, he is a bulky Scizor. Oh, he is, okay, I am 252 special defense, but a brave nature. So anyways, yeah, so I take the Earth Power, and I get the Trick Room off, because he didn't target that. So now I know half the Terapagos moveset, because you assume it's got Terra Starstorm, and then it showed Earth Power, so I was like, awesome. And the Illumise is out. It did its 1 turn, but that's not the end of the world. And fake tears, so it's fine, we got it gone. So out comes the Rillaboom now, sets up my Grassy Seed. And I'm like, alright, so here comes the Fake Out. And I'm like, now I know this thing has Earth Power, which is gonna do a good chunk into either of my mons. So I was debating on what to, I'm like, you know what, if he takes out Scizor, he takes out Scizor. He goes for the Fake Out into the Scizor, nice. Stop that dual wing beat. And I am able to get off a Diamond Storm, except I miss into the Terapagos, which would have broken its Terra Shell, so that is unfortunate. I do get the special defense boost, which is nice, or the defense boost, but that doesn't matter coming from a special attack, excuse me. And Still, that doesn't even do half to my Dynasty. But I mean, I am bulky and I am a Dynasty. But I mean, wow, yeah. So, you know, being the two slower things on the field now, I'm like, all right. I'm not, again, like, he hasn't revealed the fire type nor the steel type move. He would have gone for that yet. But the best move he's been going for is Earth Power. Goes for the Grassy Glide, but being +3, doesn't matter if you're in grassy terrain. And it's super effective, this is me. I eat that up. And then to guarantee the Terra Shell break onto the Terrapagos, I go for the +3 body press. And the dual wing beat takes out the Illigan, which is nice. Just a clean one-hit KO. With the Earth Power coming out, picking up the return KO into my Dynasty. So that's fine, you know, we trade. Dynasty, you still did your job, you got the trick him off. And I kind of like, yeah, I liked the body press attack and everything. I think I might run that more on Dynasty, because it works so well with A, the Grassy Seed here, and then B, the chance to get the +2 from Diamond Starstorm. So, bring out our next monster. I've still got Trick Room up, so I'm still feeling pretty good. As he sends out Scar the Sneasler, and I send out Urshifu. So I am looking down a Fairy type move from the Terrapagos, or a Fighting type move from the Sneasler. But yeah, you can see there the Unburdened Grassy Seed Sneasler, which, you know, is smart, which is good, except we're in Trick Room right now, so that doesn't really help you. But again, he hasn't revealed the fire type move, and just nothing is threatening, is going to outspeed and threaten Scizor before I can get a dual wing beat off. So I'm like, you know what? I'm like, for 3 for 3 for super effective. I'm like, let's just take out this Sneasler here, and then that way I can get a close combat off into the Terrapagos. But you can see they go for the fake out into my Urshifu to stop the close combat. That's fine. And out comes, I will say, yeah, the Urshifu flinches, and out comes, yep, the Dazzling Gleam here. But with the Assault Vest and the Special Defense EVs we have, we take that. That was even a critical hit onto Scizor at -2, but there's the spread, like, just the defensive EVs, you guys take that really well. I was really proud of those two, especially Urshifu, moving them 4 times, you know, effective. So this is a blunder here, because you can actually see there's quite just a little bit of HP taken away from the Terrapagos, so it doesn't have its Terra Shell yet. And this is my last turn of Trick Room, so I have no reason to switch out with Scizor here. Maybe was I predicting the protect? If they protected, this is a fine play. Maybe I was predicting the protect, but honestly I could have just gone for the dual wing beat and the close combat. The only Mon left in their team, and if you are a Terrapagos team, you're gonna Terrestrialize your Terrapagos. So out comes the Terrestrialized Terrapagos. Terraform 0 gets rid of the grassy terrain, it's fine. Close combat comes out. And you can see, yeah, it's a good chunk and everything. It's not, you can see he's definitely bulked and he's calced for it and everything. I wouldn't need to vend an offensive item to be able to get something on the KO. The Terra Starstorm comes out, picks up Urshifu, that's fine. You know, Urshifu lived the first hit with the Assault Vest, so that's awesome. And, you know, we break Lunala's with Lunala's Shadow Shield, but honestly, game's looking a little Jover. The Twisted Dimensions return to normal, that's fine. But I've got Scizor here in the end with its ever famous Bullet Punch for priority. I was like, just in case, I was like, you know what, I'll set up the Trick Room again, and I was just debating on what I want to lock myself into. I was like, do I go for the knockoff to see the item? I was like, nah, you know, we'll just clean it up. Bullet Punch. And to take the game 2-0. Could have been a 3-0, but a 2-0. Game 1, so feeling pretty good about that and everything. I like the setup, I like the prep. I realized doing the stats afterwards, Scizor 4-0'd that first game. All of the KOs went to Scizor. 3 from the dual wing beat and then the bullet punch right at the end there. So yeah, I was like, alright. I was like, you know, Scizor popped off. Scizor popped off a little bit. So I'm like, what's the game plan for game 2? I'm like, Entei's definitely coming now. I'm like, Scizor, pop the fuck off. Entei is absolutely coming. So we were gonna play. I was just like, that's the idea. I was like, I'm playing around and how I'm gonna start adapting to there. I hope everyone knows who's the Scizor is named after. Cybertron, Aaron Cybertron Zhang. It's Scizor is one of, if not Aaron's favorite Pokemon. So honor, you know, named it after one of the goats. So back to the game here. Knowing the Entei might come out and knowing that he's got the double fake out between the Sneasler and the Rillaboom. I'm not running the Covert Cloak. Yeah, I'm running the Grassy Sea this week, so I decided to lead Lunala first to get the Trick Room off. Kind of a little bit of a reverse what I just did. I'll have Urshifu supporting it, because in case if the Hatterene comes out, I can Terra Steel, and I have the Iron Head, and yeah, and then we'll go Magmortar in the back to help with the, because he brought the Rillaboom, and to help with the Entei, you know, so I can follow me his fire type attacks away from Scizor. And finally, yeah, just Scizor again, because, you know, he just cleaned up. So don't need Ursaluna this match and everything this set here. But everyone knows how much of a threat Ursaluna is. I might have to, I don't know, I might be locking her, if I decide to go Trick Room next season, I might need to lock her under contract, because it seems like 14 points was kind of was a steal for her. She's you know, your normal Guts, Flame Orb, this week running Facade, Headlong Rush, and Shadow Claw, because we are Terra Ghost. So I figured, alright, I was like, instead of running the Dark type move, I was like, since I am Terra Ghosting already, I might as well just get the stab. Yeah, here we go into game 2. Good luck, have fun. Game 2. And they change up the lead just with one of the mods. It's the Terapagos and the Entei versus my Lunala and my Urshifu. So again, yeah, so here's the Entei, and I'm like, alright, so if Entei goes, I'm like, Scizor should be pretty free. So that needs to be my first priority. Or, I mean, well, first priority is also getting up Trick Room. However, I do not want to take a Sacred Fire with Urshifu and risk getting burned, because that would severely output a large amount of the damage this set of 4 can do. So I switch out Urshifu into the Magmortar here. Probably should have just led Magmortar from the beginning, but you know, that's fine. Does go for the Sacred Fire into my Urshifu swat, so I'm glad I made that switch. And he actually really wanted Urshifu gone, because then he went for the Dazzling Gleam. It breaks my Shadow Shield, but that's fine. So Magmortar was a really great switch. I'm gonna get the Trick Room mode for free, so I'm like, alright, let's just start. I'm like, now it's time we just gotta start hurting the Entei. The Entei didn't come game 1, so I don't know what exactly this set the Entei is. And so I'm thinking about what I want to do here with Magmortar. And the reason I'm hesitant to for the follow me is because I know the Terapagos has Earth Power, so, and they've got a lot of spread moves, but I was like, you know what, I don't want any Sacred Fires going into Lunala. So, you know, we just follow me. Get the Moongeist Beam off. Which just under half, like 45%. Out comes the Earth Power, lowering my special defense, unfortunately. I'll proc the Citrus Berry. Seeing that amount of HP from the Entei, it's probably Assault Vest. That's it. Well, it took that, and also since he reveals the Snarl right here, I am like, wow, Snarl is a great tech right here. You're 4 times super effective into my Lunala, and you're lowering my special attack on quite literally my only 2 special attackers that I brought of the 6 this week. All the other guys are physical attackers. I mean, Dynasty has Earth Power, but Earth Power is for the Sandy Shocks. Like I said, I really thought Sandy Shocks kind of did well into my team. I guess not Ursaluna, but I don't know. I prepped hard for Sandy Shocks, so, and like I said, and Oranguru, but anyways, yeah. So because I see the Snarl now, I'm like, all right. I'm like, we're gonna need to play this a little slower. So I'll go for the Wide Guard to cancel out his Snarl. And then I want to break the Terra Shell from this, whatchamacallit, Terrapagos, and I just want to start getting damage on it. So that's why I'm like, okay, you know what? I'm like, let's go for the Will-O-Wisp. But he actually withdraws, though. I'm like, oh. Into the Rillaboom, and I was seeing that play, and I'm like, I'll take that. I am like, I'm very happy with that play. So out comes the Wide Guard. I'm revealing I have the Wide. So not only like do I stop the Snarl, but I now reveal that I have the Wide Guard. And I get the and I land the Will-O-Wisp into the Rillaboom, which is very nice. Snarl comes out, and so I lose, and yeah, it's blocked. So I lose another turn of Trick Room. But they didn't get anything, and I got the burn off into the Rillaboom, which I would argue is actually even better than the Terrapagos. So, because now this thing just does not do any damage. So the Fake Out's going to come out into my Mortar here, and here is my choke of game 2. Here is the mess up, yeah, because now because since I just revealed the Wide Guard, what did we think about this? Since I just revealed the Wide Guard, he's not going to go for Snarl right now. He's not going to go for Snarl, so he's going to go for another offensive move, most likely the Sacred Fire. I want to get my Urshifu out here and my Scizor out to start doing some damage and to reset these special attack drops. And so I'm like, I'm fine, I'll just follow me away the Sacred Fire. But I just forget about priority. Rillaboom gets the Fake Out off into my Magmortar, therefore I cannot follow me. Therefore not redirecting the Sacred Fire, which I knew he would go for after I just revealed the Wide Guard. So I mean, there really wasn't a good turn there though, because I mean, I couldn't protect with Lunala. I can't Terra with Lunala because I'm Terra Steel. That was another thing I realized here, is you have to cover your weaknesses with your Terras. Because my Mortar's Terra Grass, and then Urshifu and Lunala are both Terra Steel. So I'm like, uh-oh. I was really planning on Terraing Scizor. However, I just now lost my Scizor. So now I'm like, now this Entei is actually a really big threat. Yeah, I am scared of this thing. So he needs to go immediately. While I've still got some Trick Room left, I get Urshifu out here. And I'm like, cause we need to start dealing damage. We need to get rid of this Entei. We can deal, because if Entei's gone, then Urshifu and Lunala can deal with Terrapagos and a burned Rillaboom in the back, and then we'll deal with whatever their 4th Mon is. So you can see Coach Dpav is a really talented player, really taking his time, thinking about his moves here. So we get the switch out from my Mortar into Lunala, which is actually nice. I can't say I was predicting this, but this was nice. They actually go for the E-Speed. But since I'm a Ghost type, it doesn't, it isn't affected. And thank God I got the burn off, because, I mean, now it's only, instead of a 4 times effective knockoff, it's only a 2 times effective knockoff, which means I'm just now allowed to live, which is phenomenal. And I got the, oh yes, and it was good I switched Lunala in here, because I was like, because I'm going to lose Trick Room, so now I can reset Trick Room. And I was like, and I'll go for Sucker Punch into the Entei. If the Entei goes for E-Speed into my Urshifu, I'm like, I just kill it next turn. That's fine. And, but he didn't. He went for the Sacred Fire, or Snarl or something. So I was able to get the Sucker Punch off. He goes for another knockoff, but this burn and the Grassy Terrain healing are it's the little things that are mattering right now with Lunala, just being able to survive this burn, the terrain healing. So we get the Trick Room off, which is huge. And out comes probably the last thing I want to see in the Trick Room though, which is this Hatterene. And I'm like, alright, I still got the Terra. I am like, this is what we're using it for. I'm like, this is what it's here for. Terra Steel into the Hatterene. Just eliminate it, get rid of it. And I was like, and then I guess if Lunala lives to see the end of the day and everything, we'll figure out which move to do. And because I didn't know if this, like, whether the Entei was AV or this was AV, I went for the Psyshock. That was my coverage move. I decided to, well, not coverage move, but just other stab. Because in case it was a Calm Mind setup Terapagos, I wanted to be able to, you know, Psyshock, yeah, hits it on the physical side. So we each pull the trigger for the Terra here. He reveals the Terra Fairy on the Hatterene, and I reveal the Terra Steel on my Urshifu, which I just see, and I'm like, I'm okay with that. I am very much okay with that. They revealed the Shadow Ball on the Hatterene, quick attack, into my Lunala, and that's fine. But Urshifu's getting off the Terra Steel Iron Head here into the Terra Fairy Hatterene. No Focus Sash, so that is a one-hit KO. And the Rillaboom is just spamming, so he's burned, so he's just spamming his utility going for knockoffs here, removing my Assault Vest, which is annoying because of the Terapagos in the back now that can still use Earth Power. I don't have to worry about the super effective Terra Starstorm. However, I do have to worry about the Earth Power, which is super effective into both of my remaining mods. Again, so yeah. So my lessons I learned this week, besides my mess-ups each game, was I need to balance my type coverage with my Terras. Because you can see here now I share a good amount of weaknesses. But I'm like, alright, I'm like, how do I pull out of this? I am like, well, first of all, I think we just need to start getting some damage off. I was like, I think I can take one of, I was like, an Earth Power on each. And I need to break this Terra Shell. That's why I wanted to go for Heat Wave, except I miss onto the Terapagos. We got a crit onto the Rillaboom. It would have been nice if it took it out, but it lives on just 1 HP, and it reveals the Citrus Berry. So that miss was actually, like, you know, really huge, because the Terapagos would have been taken out here from the close combat, since it would have had its Terra Shell broken. But since it didn't have the Terra Shell broken, it is able to live, gets the Earth Powder off, and Urshifu, oh, thank you, EVs. I love Urshifu. I love you so much. We're able to live on 4 HP. If I did not get that live here, that Heat Wave miss would have cost us to go to Game 3, but the grassy terrain's not up. Like, he has no priority to take out my Urshifu. I'm the fastest thing still in the Trick Room here. So I'm like, alright, I am just like, I guess the best thing. Like, he taunted me, I'm like, which is fine, so I can't follow me. I like the tech. And I'm just like, please land these Heat Waves. I hit the Rillaboom, but again, this Terapagos has now missed 3 of my spread attacks, 2 Heat Waves and a Diamond Storm. It's like, fine, whatever. I'm like, close combat should get the KO though. It does, because it can't Terra. And we take game 2 here, 2-0, to take the set 2-0 versus Coach Dpav and the Meloetta Mafia. So GG's, yeah, that was honestly a really fun set. I can understand why you're undefeated up until now. You have a really strong, scary team. And looking at your schedule, Dpav, I think I actually have you winning out the rest of the season. This is your only loss in my books. So yeah, that was a really fun set. GG's to my opponent. This now bumps us up to 4-0 in the league and everything. Next week we are going against Coach Nine Limes and the Detroit Drapians, which a team of Kyogre, Arcalodon, Zapdos, Sceptile, Urshifu, Rapid Strike, Smeargle, Barraskewda, Raichu, Salazzle, and Pavilion. So the Urshifu brothers will be battling it out. Yeah, catch you guys next week for the next battle. Coach Scubar and the Jellicent Jams. Over and out.